Welcome back to another episode of Winter Edition of Inside Franklin Athletics. I'm your host, as always, Jake Trueblood, here with my co-host, Nick Wilson. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing great today, Jake.
I'm excited. Today we have a senior swimmer, Paige Lawrence, on the show with us. How you doing today, Paige?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I mean, you guys are doing good. You just came off a win for senior night the other night. How was that?
It was good. It was against Shelbyville. We've had 3 meets now, and we've won all of them, so we're on a pretty good streak right now.
There you go. So walk me through a meet day.
So meet days are usually on Tuesdays, and Tuesdays we have morning weights. So we'll come in at 5:45, do a weight session, and then we'll get hot breakfast after, which is when the parents will just bring in food for all of us. And then usually we'll just do like an afternoon practice. It's like the same set that we would have done whether or not we had a meet. So yesterday it was just like 4 150s, 4 150s, 4 150s. And we'll get out at 4:30. We'll all eat our Subway. And then the meet usually will start around 5:30, and we do warm up to swim before the meet starts, and then we'll just go in and swim our meet.
So you have 2 practices, one of them not being in the water, but 2 practices before a meet on the same day.
Yeah, for our dual meets, that's how it usually is. It's a little bit different for, like conference and county and sectionals and all that. We're a little bit more rested, but for dual meets, that's usually what it is.
I got you.
So this hot food, right? Is this usually home-cooked meals, or is it from, like, McDonald's?
No, it's all home-cooked meals. The moms and dads really put all their love into the food they're making, so it's great.
That sounds good. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I've got the Shelbyville score right here, and it's 132 to 41. Now, I mean, I don't really know. Is that kind of like a blowout?
I would say it was a pretty good meet. We had a pretty good score. I know hearing from the other swimmers that they had a lot of people sick this week, so I don't know if that had anything to do with the scores, but yeah, they just had a lot of people sick. So.
Are they a very strong program normally, though?
They have a few good swimmers. They had a girl go to state, I think, for the past 3 years. There's maybe 1 or 2 boys that have gone.
So you guys started the season off against Center Grove, and everyone loves playing Center Grove. But it really got me thinking, what team are you most excited to swim against?
I would say swimming against Center Grove, again, at sectionals, just because they are probably our biggest race, I guess. They're probably the hardest team to beat. They have a lot of girls. They've gotten really good this year, so I feel like that's going to be the most exciting meet, swim against them.
So I remember a few years ago when you guys placed second in the state. Mm-hmm. But it was to Carmel, so it's almost like a state championship.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like we're getting first, really.
Are they, like, still that good? Is Carmel still that, like, perennial powerhouse? Have they kept the streak alive?
Yeah, they're probably going to keep the streak alive for a while. They're still just, like, this great team with a bunch of girls.
They send girls, like, their alumni just go to the Olympics all the time, right?
Yeah, a lot of their alumni will either, like, a lot of them will just swim in college, or they'll go to the Olympic trials. Or I know that they had a swimmer. He went and he actually swam the 800 free relay at the Olympics recently. So
wow.
Yeah, awesome. And their streak's going on like 40+ years.
Yeah, they'll make the shirts before the meet even starts. So
that's nuts. So on a normal day, when you guys don't have a meet, what does a practice normally look like for you?
A practice normally will just look like we all go in at around 2:50. We're out on the pool deck by 3. We say a team creed, which is just basically something we say every day before practices. It's just like it spells out grit, and like each letter means something different. And we'll say that. We'll warm up before we get in the pool, so we'll just be doing like different exercises outside of the pool. And that's when, after that, that's when we start getting in. We'll start warming up in the pool and get into our main set. So.
Okay. Is there a mental side to all of it? Do you guys like watch film? I know it's swim, but is that something you guys do?
So we have something similar to that. It's usually after sectional prelims, it's usually recorded, and he'll just like take different action shots of us during our races, and it's just different pictures of like how we can fix our stroke and like what we can do better. But it's usually not something on a daily basis that we do.
I remember for football season, a lot of times Coach Call, when we were watching film, he would pull up a play and he would screenshot a part to critique us. So since I was on the line, if like maybe my step was too long and I looked out of position, he'd take that screenshot and be like, Jake, why'd you move this foot? So is that kind of what you're talking about, like tech?
Kind of. Well, I guess like we do have like TVs and stuff in the pool now with underwater cameras that we are able to get like feedback of what we're doing under the water, just like on an everyday basis. So I kind of would compare it to filming that you can just like see what you're doing wrong and be able to fix it.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, during practice, you guys want to count your strokes. So do you know what your stroke count would be?
it just depends what you're really doing. We also have like tempo and stuff for our stroke counts.
So, Paige, what are your plans for after high school? Are you planning to swim in college?
I'm actually not planning on swimming in college just because I plan on like pursuing engineering, and that's just like that's hard enough as it is. So like putting
Definitely.
swimming on top of that is just gonna be
That'd be terrible.
horrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys already are the most time committed sport in the school, so that would just be nuts. I'm sure at the college level, it's even more time committed.
Yeah.
I imagine you're probably looking at somewhere like Purdue.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm really just between Purdue and University of Cincinnati, but they won't release their decisions until late January. So.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So, Paige, you've swam at a lot of places in your high school career. What would your favorite place be to swim?
My favorite place would probably be the natatorium at IUPUI, just because it's just a really big arena and it has like 3 pools in it, and then there's like a 4th behind it. If that makes sense. And usually, like a lot of fast swimmers will always be there, so it's just a really good place to get in a good race. So.
Is that where the state meet is?
Yeah, that's where the state meet is. That's usually where the state meet is for club too, and just like age group. So you kind of just like grow up swimming all your big races there. So it's kind of cool to swim high school state there too.
So it's kind of like when the football team goes to state and they play at like Lucas Oil. Or the
Yeah,
baseball team at
yeah,
Lucas
it's
Oil.
like that. It's just like a huge arena just for
That's
all.
really cool. That's cool that you're able to go there more than just at the state meet though, and you can go there throughout the year. That's really neat.
Yeah, it is really nice that like Indiana does have something like that, because I know a lot of other states don't have something like quite that nice. And yeah.
Yeah, and don't they do some Olympic trials there? I think so.
I think they do diving there. That's what I know. They do diving. I think they do the swimming ones in Omaha, maybe. I'm not sure. It's not in Indianapolis though.
That's kind of weird. Omaha.
I don't know about that one though.
Okay.
So don't include that.
Okay. So we touched on it earlier, but you guys placed second. Was it 2 years ago?
It was my freshman year, so 3 years ago, I think.
And you guys have lost a lot of girls since then, and you've had some strong classes. But how can you guys get back there? And do you think you're in a good shape to do that this year?
I think that we probably could if we really wanted to. I know a lot of those girls, they had a lot of talent, but I feel like especially this year we do have just a lot of hard work. Every day girls will just come into practice ready to work hard, and it's just really awesome to be a part of that environment. So I do think that we could have a shot to at least get like top 3. So
Definitely.
Slightly off topic, but you would be right. It is in Omaha, Nebraska.
okay.
So you guys have the Hall of Fame Classic. Is that Saturday?
Yeah, it's Saturday all day.
All day thing? Who all's there?
From what I know, it's our team, and then it's like a lot of top 10 teams in the state. I know that Zionsville and Chesterton will be there. I'm not really sure about the other ones, but it's going to be some good races and some really fast girls. So
Where's that at?
it's here. It's at the high school.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
So that'd be a good like state preview, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like that's what we use it a lot for, is just be able to get in those races with the girls. But like we'll swim prelims in the morning, we'll go and we'll have a lunch, and usually someone will speak in the lunchroom, and then we'll do finals in the afternoon. So.
That's neat. What's Coach DeWitt like during a meet?
During a meet, he's always ready to give you feedback for every race that you're swimming. He's always paying attention. He's very attentive. He's excited for your successes, and he's just able to give you feedback if you do bad. So.
Is he like one of those guys that while you're swimming, he'll like run up or down the aisle and like scream and get really loud and stuff?
Yeah, he very much is. There's like this picture of him jumping midair at state finals. So.
That's awesome.
I've been to like 2 or 3 swim meets, and I could see him running like up and down, and he whistles. Does that mean anything?
Usually when he whistles, like you can hear it from the water. You can't hear a lot of things, but that's what you can hear. It usually just means like go faster, pick up your tempo, or just like maybe you're in a really big race and just like pick it up. So when you hear that whistle, you have to be ready to just race and turn it on.
So can you hear very well when you're like swimming? Because you like go in and out of the water kind of, right?
Yeah, when I'm swimming, really, like all I can hear is the whistle. When like you can hear when your ears come out of the water, really all you can just hear is screaming. When you're swimming, a lot of the times you'll just use your sight, especially I know like when I swim longer distances, there's like counters in the water, and then like your coach is on the side like giving you an okay, like you're on pace, or like telling you to pick it up and stuff. So a lot of it's just like looking around and seeing what you're doing.
Has a coach ever fell in, like been on the side, like during a meet and accidentally fell in the water?
Not that I've seen, but I'm sure it's happened many times.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Inside Franklin Athletics. We'll see you next time on December 9th with Micah Davis of the boys basketball team. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you then.